guys. Can you hear me okay?
Hey, hey, hey.
Hello,
Hey.
hello.
Yes, you have me.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for coming on, John. As you know, John has been putting a ton of work into the IGL, from the leagues and ladders to the promotion to helping us out with the event tonight. So, John, you've got the floor, dude.
All right. Well, it looks like we got a pretty good crowd tonight for Quake Live, and that's impressive, and that's something that, for those of you that maybe are viewing here tonight, you'll recognize a lot of the same people that are involved with what's going on at IGL. I was asked to come on at IGL a few months back as the marketing director, and I knew at the time that they needed a team of admins and such, and so I suggested a lot of the same people that I've worked with over the years, and that included those that have worked in Quake. And it may be an emotional thing that we're doing for Quake, but I really believe that the system that we have in place here at IGL will actually foster a lot more activity than we're used to seeing in Quake, and so that's what we're kind of hoping for. Is that through some of the different things that we're doing. A lot of Quake players will remember Cal from back in the day. They may have experimented by playing that one game called CS or Counter-Strike at the time, and Cal was instrumental in kind of seeing that community continue to grow and kind of have like an underbelly as far as structure goes. That's something that's definitely missing in most of all of esports. Is there's nothing for the lower, you know, the lower skill, the players that aren't putting everything into it to be a pro, or maybe especially for a lot of Quake players, maybe they're older and they've got families now. So there will be an opportunity, IGL. We definitely would like to support the Quake community, continue to do so, as a lot of my team has done for years, and we will do. We will continue to do so with ladders and leagues. Hopefully, leagues. The number of people that that participate in the ladders and the tournaments will kind of dictate what we can do as far as leagues go. But our ladders will be a tiered system. So very much like the in-game ladders for, let's say, StarCraft 2, where you have different tiers, and you continue to play in those tiers until you get better and you move up. So that's what we're hoping. Will kind of drive people to continue to play or to pick up Quake, because they won't feel so threatened by what some of us have been playing this a long time, and we're fairly good at it. Not me personally, but some of you out there watching right now are definitely pretty good at this game, and it's hard for new people to come in. Yeah, that's a good question. So they're asking, what sort of leagues? The leagues really will just depend on what the community wants. If there's enough interest for CTF or TDM or 2v2, or whether it be dual, we'll put it out there. We'll definitely run some tournaments. That will never change. As many of you know, Charles runs the Target Quake stuff, and the Target Quake stuff will just be ported over to IGL. So it will have a new platform to run on, one in which will be a lot easier for him to manage. I mean, he spent a lot of time putting together that website. So now you'll have a place to call home. It will be IGL, but the series will still be Target Quake. And so we'll definitely be running that sort of stuff. We'll probably pop up some leagues to some ladders to kind of test the waters there and see what sort of response we get from the community. This goes for about every game. I mean, it wouldn't make sense for us to put a lot of resources into games that just won't pull in the numbers. So, and it's not numbers. We're not concerned about views, not at all. We're concerned about numbers of players. So we're going to reach out to each of the communities and see what they have, what sort of interest there is. We've already heard a lot of interest from the Smite community. It's a smaller offshoot MOBA game, but it doesn't mean that it can't grow. And if we can give it a place to grow, very much like Cal did back in the day, where you had different tiers of leagues and ladders that allowed people of all skill to get involved and can kind of continue to move up. Our leagues will have promotion and relegation at the end of the seasons. We'll definitely start with some beta leagues first, kind of test the waters in several different areas, make sure that our system is working well. There's just a lot going on at IGL that you may have not seen for a while. I know people are going to ask, what makes us different than CEVO or ESEA. In some ways, we're not much different. We're running competitions, but it's our vision and our focus that I think is very much different. Also, I think our structure is much stronger. Unlike ESEA, which may only cater to maybe the top tier teams, we're definitely going to open things up for the lower tier teams, and we're not going to just push them in with the best players. We're going to give them their own place to play where they can, feel a little bit more comfortable, get better, and hopefully move up in the ranks. We're definitely going to have some neat features. The site is definitely beta. There's a lot that we have to go through, and we'll be learning a lot from from you guys over over the next couple months, making sure that we have things tweaked, and we're ready to offer you guys a very seamless experience. I've been doing this a long time, worked on a lot of back ends. That didn't sound right, but worked on.
I wasn't going to say
Sorry,
anything.
my daughter's here too. I worked on a lot of different the back end of a lot of different websites, tournament modules. So I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. All of them have some good things about them. I hope that I've been able to pick some of those apart, and and we've been able to port those over. We've got 3 developers. This is no joke. A lot of these websites, even the ones that are established, do not have 3 developers working on a single website, including we've got a guy dedicated to working on the brackets, somebody working on optimization, and somebody else kind of working on the database. So there's a lot going on in a very short amount of time, and we're going to try to bring it all together and hopefully make it work. But we expect that there's going to be some things that are going to need to be tweaked, and we hope that we can get enough people on board to help us get to that point where it's just seamless, where you can come to the website, you can join a ladder. You don't have to, go through 15 pages to find where you're at on the ladder, because you'll know exactly what tier you're in. It'd be your own standings, your own record, your own points that you earn, and you might move up the next week, but you'll know that because we'll have notifications. We'll have ways for you to track players. Our leagues will be easy to follow. It'd be 4 divisions. They'll be the same for every game. Obviously, the size of each division and will depend on the size of the community. But I'm very much about structure, and I'm hoping that as long as we put together a really strong structure, we can build a really strong base of players that will continue to just want to play the games that they want to play, instead of worrying about whether or not we're all over the internet with views and stuff. I mean, you guys just want to play, and that's what we want to provide you with.
Awesome.
So that's kind of what IGL is about.
So what should players and viewers be doing in the meantime over the next few weeks as far as feedback and all that goes?
That's a great question. 2 things. 1, get signed up for the website. Don't be afraid to give feedback right away. And that means anything. If you think something looks ugly, let us know. I'll probably agree with you, actually. I'm a designer, so we're going to be rolling out new icons, making sure that all of our graphics are in line with each other. So that's very important. If something's not working, let us know. But the first step is just getting signed up, play with things. Set up your team. Even if there's not a ladder right there on the website right now. In fact, some of the things that are on there now are going to be taken down over the next couple of days, just because we're streamlining the efforts. We're not going to roll out 9 different ladders for 9 different games until we've kind of tested the water with a few of them. I do expect that we'll roll out a Quake Live dual ladder just to test the water there. Even if we've got 20 people that sign up on the ladder, it gives us a good test bed. We can kind of test our system. We're going to have an automatic matchmaking queue system, as well as a manual challenge system. So I think really just playing with the website, passing it on. If there's things that you like, share it. If there's things that you'd like to see that you remember from different websites, whether it be OGL, GGL, MLG game battles, all of those websites have some really cool features about them. What are some of those things that we can bring over here? Let us know, and we'll look into whether it's right for this website, and the resources are there to do so.
So if people want to get their feet wet right now, what can they do?
They can go to www.playigl.com, and they can get signed up right away and start playing around. of the website, and continue to support our show matches throughout the week, so we can start to spread the word and get as many people on the website as possible. That's going to be our best way to kind of test to make sure our system is working and that we can see this through.
Very cool, John. Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you guys. What's coming up next?
Well, next up,